G'day everybody, what's cracking? Ralph Mayhew here. Today I want to talk about those annoying little dust spots that you get on your sensor that can affect every single photo you take until you realize what they are. So if this video is helpful, you enjoy it, you're amused, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Love you to stick around and for us to get to know each other. Now, the problem with these dust spots is the mark it leaves on your photo. Have a look at this. This was a shoot I did the other day, and every single one of these had this annoying little squiggle, which was a piece of lint that was caught on my sensor. It was extremely tiny and extremely annoying. So this video is about how you find out and discover where those dust spots are to sort out the problem before you take the shots and get back to editing and realize they all require a lot of work because you didn't find your dust spots. How do you check your sensor? Well, first of all, you put it in aperture priority mode and you bump that sucker up to as high as it'll go. So mine is an aperture of 22, sometimes it might be more, sometimes it might be less, but you put it up to the highest number it will go. Then you go outside, you put it in manual focus, and you shoot up at the sky, providing there's no clouds. Now, if there's clouds, you can get a white piece of paper or a white wall. I usually shoot it on zoomed with a higher ISO. It doesn't matter because the mark's on your sensor, right? It's not anywhere else, so those marks will show up. But what you need is a plain background. I find the sky is most helpful because there's a lot of texture on the walls. If you don't have a blue sky, then find a white piece of paper. The reason you put it on manual focus is because autofocus won't focus when there's no difference of contrast. So when it's just plain color, your camera won't focus, and when it doesn't focus, it can't take a photo. So you put it on manual, problem solved. Now this morning I was talking with a mate of mine, Harry, and I'll put his channel at the end so you can check him out, and we were talking about this very problem, and I'd already been thinking about doing a video for it, and he gave me a couple of tips which are built in to this video. So thanks Harry, shout out to you. Check out his channel, it's well worth a look as he's building it. But he is a genius when it comes to camera gear and photography technology. So once you've got your blue shot, it looks very similar to this. Fascinating, right? It's all blue. Now, I cleaned my sensor 2 weeks ago, so it looks schmicko. There's no dust spots there. But here's what you now have to do. You've got your image in post. I'm using Lightroom. When you're there, you go up to your spot removal tool. It looks like this, and you click on that. Obviously, it does nothing, but then you go down to visualize spots. You see visualize spots, and you click it on, and all of a sudden, all your dots should show up here, all the dust spots. You see, if you take up this little slider, go all the way, and you'll see those dust spots. Now, if you come over here and you go to dehaze and you bump up your dehaze, you can really see where those dust spots are. If you're working on this picture, what you do is you click on a dust spot and it takes a portion of your image that's the same color and replaces it. So if I take off visualize dust spots, you can see it solved that problem. If I increase my dehaze, you can start to see where some of these dust spots are. Now my sensor's pretty clean, but the other day it was filthy. Filthy, I tell you. And because it was filthy, it was just disgusting. There was spots everywhere. And so as a result, I had to get in there and clean it. So let's go back to full screen. How do you clean it? What do you do? Well, first of all, you need one of these. These are really cool. This is made by Geotos? Well, you don't want a gun exactly the same as this because this has been chewed by my son, who thinks it's great to run around with a rocket and play with it. But you do want one of these that blows air out this way and sucks air in this way. It stands up nice and neat and tidy, but you want to get some of that action happening, and it sucks in the air there, which prevents it from sucking dirty air in from the sensor and then boom, smashing it against the sensor. That's why one of these is important. I'll put a link in the description below. You can get all sorts of cleaning packs, but I would highly recommend getting one of these. Then, when you're using your camera, you need to remember that when you take off a lens, you always have to turn your camera off first. If you don't, the magnetic, like, electro field thing that's on your sensor will suck in all the dirt. So if you have it on and you change your lens and you take your lens off, all the gunk will get sucked in. Now, it's all right, relax. It's off. So the other thing is when it's off and you take your lens off, you hold your camera down because it's very difficult for dust to fall because of gravity, right? So you get that, yeah? And then what you do is you take your puffer. Just give it a few. Do not stick your rocket nib against the sensor. It will destroy your camera. So keep it out. Just a few quickies. Make sure your lens is clean and boom shakalaka, we're good to go. If you do that and you go back outside and you take a photo of the sky or take a white piece of paper and you put it back up, the other thing you can do is zoom in on here, but it's not always as effective. If there's big dust spots, you can spot them this way, but otherwise you'll need to use the technique we looked at before. And if you find it's still dirty and not to your liking, so I'm fine with the dust that was on the sensor there. It's not affecting my images. If it were worse, I'd need to do something about it. So what do? Well, you need one of these. You blow all the air out, and then you need a sensor cleaning kit. Now, as soon as you get into sensor cleaning kits, you need to be so careful. Nothing at all should ever touch your sensor unless you're using a professional sensor cleaning kit. And I'm not going to talk about how you do that because, like, it feels like the rate, the risk is just too high. But there are brilliant photographers, way better than I, who have. So I'm going to put a couple of links in the description below of photographers and videos who talk about this and do it and show you how to do it. It's actually not that hard. You just have to be so careful and don't think, I know how to do this, and just jump in, because there's techniques involved that are really important. And there you go, folks. That is how you get rid of those dirty dust spots that annoy and wreck all your images, and you will have a clean sensor and it will feel exciting to go shoot again. If you've got any further questions, put them in the description below. If you've had any experience of doing this and you've learned something that I've not shared, and there's plenty of other things I could share that I haven't shared, but if you think, oh, this would be helpful to the conversation, please put it in the comments below. Give us a like, subscribe. Love to hang out with you on this channel and that we can learn together. And just shout out to all of you who have just been jumping on and subscribing and liking and chatting and commenting. Oh, it's so good. Makes me so pumped. And also, my calendar is out. And I can't find one. But if you want one for 20 bucks or 21 bucks, please let me know. I can post it anywhere in Australia for 4 bucks. I'd love you to have one. Great gift, work gift, birthday gift, Christmas gift, makeup gift if you have a fight with someone. We're getting off track now, aren't we? Thanks, everyone. See ya.